What careers or jobs most attract psychopaths? I was a carny. I don't know which came first, the drugs or psychotic behavior, but I witnessed both in bulk. Homeowners Association president. Little known field that is rife with psychopathy. Public accounting. There's been a study on this. It included corporate executives but also surgeons and chefs, both of whose work tends not to require not much actual socialization, or at least only with subordinates, not customers who have to be greeted pleasantly. Paparazzi. I think statistically it's surgeons and CEOs. John Ronson wrote a fantastic book, The Psychopath Test. He interviewed people who created and used the test, as well as many psychopaths. Psychopaths in his book ranged from imprisoned murderers to very wealthy CEOs. Sales. It's known that psychopaths excel in sales because they do whatever they can to get ahead. Learned about it in psych in my undergrad and it always stuck with me. Edit. I've worked sales jobs myself, so I'm not judging anyone at all. I am just relaying information I recalled from my undergrad. I find those often in HR are not people that should be in our fucking car sales. Not sure if the job attracts them or makes normal people that way, but it's full of them, monsieur. Banking. The higher you advance in the hierarchy, the less empathy you have. Exponentially. Pizzeria security. Most clinical psychopaths, over 30 on the checklist, are actually so impulsive and out of control that they either don't have jobs because they're in prison right now, or they bounce from job to job, either quitting or getting fired fast. A prominent trait of psychopathy is actually an inability to hold down jobs for long periods of time. People might say, surgeons or CEOs. That's asterisk psychopathic traits asterisk, not full-blown psychopaths. Serial killers seem to like positions of authority but almost always have sexual assault, battery priors, so they often end up as rent-a-cops and security guards. Reddit mods. One career that doesn't immediately come to mind but makes a ton of sense when you think about it is charity worker, especially if you get to management. What do psychopaths want? To get away with abusing power over others. What better way to do that than to surround yourself with powerless people who desperately need whatever the charity is providing? And typical charity workers that are extremely helpful, caring people who are most inclined to want to see the good in others. I have a friend with PTSD from being abused by his boss and being forced to witness his boss abuse the people who needed the charity while working at a non-profit. And his therapist told him his story is surprisingly common. Lawyers, CEOs, surgeons and civil servants from what I've read have some of the higher rates. I don't know that it attracts psychopaths, but psychopaths make excellent first responders and they're far less likely to freak the fuck out in an emergency or get stuck helping the one who screams loudest. Psychopaths aren't necessarily maladjusted, in theory. We generally only hear about what info we get from studying in jail, so. Unemployment department phone employee. Construction. As a construction worker, I've met literally the worst human beings I've ever met while in the trades. One guy, because I quit working for a shitty company, legit said he should rape me. And #X200B. Like, okay bud. Fucking weirdo.